A breakthrough case is the term for a person infected with COVID-19 after they have been vaccinated. On May 1st, the CDC changed the recording and record keeping of COVID-19 breakthrough cases and stopped tracking them. The change was announced July 30th. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention currently monitors hospitalizations and deaths from any cause among fully vaccinated individuals with COVID-19, but not breakthrough infections, which is stopped monitoring as of May 1st. CDC presents this data in an aggregate at the national level, but not by state. And there's no single public repository for data by state or data on breakthrough infections since the CDC stopped monitoring them. At the time, the CDC stopped tracking the incidence of vaccinated persons contracting COVID-19 and being hospitalized. Many people wondered, why did they do this? Because if you stop recording vaccinated persons who are hospitalized, it will look like only unvaccinated persons are being hospitalized by the variants in the CDC records. That skews the data and gives the false impression that only unvaxxed persons are getting infected and or sick. So the medical industry and the media narrative around the COVID-19 Delta variant was that unvaccinated people in the U.S. were the majority group at risk. The data supported that narrative because the breakthrough cases were no longer being recorded. This makes the vaccine approach look better. The approach of not counting the breakthrough cases, hospitalizations, also makes the pharmaceutical companies look better. Their vaccine looks more appealing and more effective. However, another angle surfaced today that highlights the strength of the motive to stop recording those breakthrough cases. It also explains why some of the top leadership in the FDA quit their jobs rather than participate in all of this. When the FDA vaccine approval panel was originally instructed to use the efficacy data with the goal of evaluating the booster shot request for the Pfizer vaccination, they were instructed to only look at the data from the U.S. Knowing the CDC no longer was tracking U.S. breakthrough cases, that meant the FDA vaccine approval panel was only evaluating the Pfizer efficacy and hospitalizations issue around the non-vaccinated group. If this approach has been maintained, they would have been making a determination of vaccine efficacy, effectiveness in the U.S. with the key metric omitted. The Pfizer vaccine would look more effective than it actually was because the vaccinated and hospitalized metric was removed. That skewed data looks like an intentional decision for that specific intentional reason. The CDC was trying to make the vaccines look more effective at avoiding hospitalizations. That is a political manipulation by changing a key part of the record keeping. That looks like the reason for the FDA officials to quit rather than participate in politically manipulated science. This scenario turned up in the FDA rejection of Pfizer booster when the FDA vaccine approval panel finally won the argument and was allowed to look at more than just the manipulated U.S. data set. Despite the CDC stopping to track the vaccinated and hospitalized data in the U.S., the panel was allowed to consider the vaccinated and hospitalized outcomes from the UK and where else? Israel. So we can see the CDC tried to manipulate everything. There are certain other players, which I think we know who they are. They tried to manipulate it. And this is why they're saying it's the unvaccinated. No, it is not. And this is why the WHO is saying, whoa, slow everything down. People are starting to notice what's really going on here.